The 2016 Lexus RX. Among the stars at the 2015 New York Auto Show is the all-new 2016 Lexus RX. This fourth-generation RX builds on the foundation already laid by Lexus' best-selling model of all time. A hot new design that takes after the compact NX crossover that debuted last year clearly moves the RX from meek and boring to vogue and cutting edge. Lexus might lose some of its older customer base, but will likely gain a younger, yet just as affluent crowd thanks to this bold move. The 2016 RX wholeheartedly embraces the corporate Spindle Grille design from its F-Sport trim. Inside, the cabin takes an even further departure from what we're used to seeing from Lexus, departing from the brand's current design styles in favor of something fresh. Even the mechanicals have been heavily updated. The 3.5-liter V6 returns with more power and direct injection. An all-new 8-speed automatic transmission joins the mix, while the RX 450h's Atkinson-cycle powertrain also gets a slight power boost. All told, the new RX is far more visually outgoing in its new design. What that actually means for its sales numbers is unknown, but I'd bet on a huge growth in popularity. Updated 1 April 2015, the new Lexus RX made its world debut at the 2015 New York Auto Show, in both standard and hybrid versions. Continue reading to check out the details of the new 2016 Lexus RX. Live unveiling. Exterior. The exterior's emboldened new styling will turn heads wherever it goes, but whether it's for the right reasons is still in question. I always say looks are subjective and everybody has their own preferences, but I find the RX's new resemblance to the NX a welcome treat. Let's just hope the RX's target audience will agree. More objectively, the updated crossover enjoys some much-needed attention. Grabbing eyes is that massive spindle grille up front. Also attracting loads of attention is the new floating roof design with its blacked-out C-pillar. It's the first time Lexus has tried this stylization, but it seems to work really well. For those not so keen on the aggressive new grille, the non-F-Sport models get a somewhat more subtle design. Exterior dimensions. Interior. If you thought the outside was a departure, just take a gander at the 2016 RX's interior. The new design definitely strays from anything Lexus is currently building, even the current is sedan's interior, which was previously the benchmark and what many considered the theme for future Lexus products to follow. That line of thinking has been blown out of the water. More to the point, no one would have thought twice about Lexus simply growing the NX's interior to fit the larger dimensions of the RX. But that's simply not the case. So let's look at what's new. First off, the center stack is redesigned with a more rectangular infotainment screen topping the dash. Below that are the two HVAC vents with an analog clock in the center. Below that are the hard button radio controls followed by the HVAC controls. As in the NX, the center console is home to the electronic parking brake, gear selector, drive mode selector and infotainment controls. Interestingly, the RX resorts back to the joystick design rather than the new trackpad like the NX. I reached out to Lexus for answers. According to Mo Durand, the trackpad doesn't appeal to the RX's customer who's a bit older and is used to the more tactile joystick. The trackpad isn't going away, but will be used in other products. Lexus is also offering two separate gauge clusters for the RX. The standard model will come with two main analog gauges and a smaller TFT display in the center. F-Sport models will come with a dynamic gauge cluster similar to the AS350 F-Sport. Click into Sport mode and the large cluster that contains the digital tachometer slides sideways, revealing another TFT display. It's a slick way to dress up the gauges that doesn't go unnoticed. Drivetrain. Lexus doesn't dive into much detail, but the RX comes powered by the same 3.5-liter V6 as before, but with a considerable 30 horsepower bump. That puts its final output at 300 horsepower. There's no word on torque output yet. Backing up the V6 is a new, 8-speed automatic transmission. The hybrid RX, the 450h, also comes with the carryover 3.5-liter V6 that runs its fuel-saving Atkinson-cycle. When combined with the electric motor generator, the combination pushes out around 300 horsepower, according to Lexus. As before, AWD is available. Want the F-Sport package? You'll have to check the AWD option box to get it. That's for a good reason though, as Lexus says the AWD is used in combination with the stiffened body structure, and the available, all-new adaptive variable suspension system that adapts shock absorber dampening to provide a smooth, yet sporty ride. Drivetrain specifications. Prices. Lexus is still quite on pricing details at this time, but it's expected the RX will incur a slight bump in price over the current generation. The 2015 RX starts at $40,970, so figure on a $500 increase or so. Competition. Acura MDX. Acura is one of the leaders in the luxury crossover segment, and the MDX is definitely a model you'll want to consider when looking at the 2016 RX. In 2015, the MDX beat out the RX 350 in power, as its 3.5-liter V6 pumped out 290 horses and 267 pound-feet of torque. In 2016, the MDX's drivetrain gets even better with the addition of a 9-speed automatic transmission. Inside the cabin, both models have premium features and plenty of insulation to keep things quiet. What they both also share are finicky infotainment systems, as Acura continues using a dual-screen system circa 2000. Read our full review of the 2016 Acura MDX here. Infiniti QX60. The QX60 is another luxury midsize SUV that you'll want to consider when eyeing the upcoming 2016 Lexus RX. In 2015, the QX60 fell behind both the MDX and the RX in power, as its 3.5-liter V6 could only muster up 265 horsepower and 248 pound-feet of torque. Like the MDX and RX, the Infiniti based the QX on front-wheel drive architecture, but all-wheel drive is available as an option. The Infiniti QX60 is just as luxurious as the offerings from Lexus and Acura, and some consider its infotainment system easier to use. Read our full review of the Infiniti QX60 here. Conclusion. All told, the new 2016 RX looks like a fantastic update to Lexus' most popular model. With more than 2.1 million sold around the world since its inception, Lexus has a lot riding on this vehicle. Hopefully this bold update doesn't alienate the RX's current client base of more seasoned car buyers while still attracting younger blood to the lineup. Either way, there's no denying the update pulls the RX closer in line with Lexus' other products. Love it or hate it, the Spindle Grille will be around for the foreseeable future. Love it, a much-needed redesign with added structural rigidity, new F-Sport model and more power across the lineup, a new 8-speed automatic. Leave it may be too extreme for traditional Lexus buyers, a small price increase is likely.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.